3:30 CBS. It is Tennessee on the road at Alabama. Alabama, a home favorite of 9 points. Interesting thing that I found in looking over stat profiles. Of course, we've been watching all of these teams' games for the duration of the season. Most of us have at this point. What most people don't know about this matchup is how similar these teams are on paper. If you did a blind comparison of Joe Milton and Jalen Milroe, of the offense, of the defense, of the profiles of pretty much all sides of this, I don't think you'd know the difference. I don't think most people would know the difference.
Okay.
I don't think they would recognize one from another because they are very similar in that respect. That's interesting for this matchup. That's more interesting, I think, as an explainer perhaps for the SEC and where the SEC is at in 2023. Just there seems to be some level of parity that we haven't seen recently. We can debate whether that's better or worse than in previous years, whether that makes for a more interesting Saturday watching experience.
I like the novelty, I'd say. Yeah.
But it is different.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know if it's better or worse, but it is different. So the story time for me is this. The story time for me is last Saturday, about midway through the first half. I tweeted, this is when Bama was starting to run away with it against Arkansas. I tweeted out that Zombie Alabama, right?
Did nothing in the second half, yeah.
Talked about, hey guys, Zombie Alabama's back. And I was really proud of myself because I said time of undeath. Get it?
No, I'm with you.
Time of undeath, first half, week 7, whatever last week was. Mm-hmm. Then Arkansas came back.
Yeah. And Alabama did nothing in the second half, yeah.
Right. Arkansas came back. Bama was sort of hanging on for the win. Their offense went into a shell. And looking back on that when I was doing the prep for this week, sort of dawned on me, like, between the missed bets last week and the little stuff like this, I may actually have real jinxing powers.
Yeah, of course.
It may actually, like, people think I'm doing it just to sort of play a bit and a character and all that. I may actually have this within me. And so my question to you is, who do you want to win this game? Who do people listening want to win this game? Because if this is truly something that I have unharnessed deep within me, in my marrow, I'm a content producer, man. I need to monetize.
Yeah?
I need to monetize this in a way that I have not previously.
Yeah.
So I'll turn it over to you. You tell me what you want to happen, and then I'm just going to go the other way. Because I looked at this game up and down. My initial gut was 9 points is too many because Tennessee's got a good defense, and Bama scores like 26 points at most against good defenses.
Yeah.
9 points in a low-scoring game feels like you would want to take Tennessee there. That was my initial read on it. But I'll defer to you here, and you can tell me what you think, what you want to happen. I'm just going to go the other way.
Yeah.
See if it works.
Okay, so the connective tissue right now is, you're right, that both of these teams sort of behave similarly at times, and they both won ugly against Texas A&M recently. Alabama a couple weeks ago, last week. Tennessee, both Max Johnson iterations of Texas A&M. I'm going to take Tennessee here because I think there is something, and I don't love taking Tennessee on the road, but I think I would take Joe Milton's ceiling over Jalen Milroe's recent ceiling, where he doesn't seem to be running in the same way, and he needs 2 big plays to win a game rather than 11 pretty good plays. Like, I don't know if he has 11 pretty good plays in him anymore, whereas I think Tennessee's rushing attack, Tennessee's defense, Tennessee's stability, which is a very strange thing to say for a team that lost at Florida this year, and just a Tennessee program that has been anything but stable. I think Alabama's kind of in a button breaker situation. I think their tummy's expanding more and more. You know, it starts
button breaker.
A button breaker, Ty. I'm just coming up with terms here. I'm just out of the ether right now.
Okay, I like it.
A button breaker, right there.
Yeah,
they're getting bigger. They're swelling a little bit week to week. It's close against Ole Miss late. It's close against Texas A&M late. It's close against USF late. It's close against Arkansas. At a certain point, the expanding, not luck, but the expanding trials and tribulations are going to come to a head, and that button's going to pop off that pants, holding in all of that pressure, Ty. And I think it's Tennessee this week. I think it's kind of ugly, but I think Tennessee has the ends. I think Tennessee has the defense to get to Jalen Milroe. I think the pass defense will be good enough to perhaps force those kind of consistent couple mistakes from Jalen Milroe. And I think Tennessee wins this on the road. And 21-17 is somewhere. I just don't see where the line makes sense. And I really do feel that way, that like you can only get away with what Alabama has been putting forth in these second halves for so long. And I think Tennessee has the actual roster on both sides of the ball. Even with the passing game not there on offense. It's very much a different looking Tennessee this season, but I'm still going with Tennessee here to pull the upset on the road in Tuscaloosa because of, I don't know if they're stable, but they're more stable, which is very strange to say.
Well, look, you know where I stand on this. You know where my gut is
on
this game. And even before the season, I said Tennessee's going to beat Alabama. I said they're going to beat them outright.
I know.
But we're going to test this out. We got to test this out. Not so fast, my friend. My friend. Excuse me. Friend.
Yeah.
Alabama, when you weren't paying attention, switched it up to an elastic waistband this week.
Okay. Yeah.
Alabama wins and covers at home. There's my pick. It's my official pick. Let's see what happens.
Okay.
Let's see what happens.
You're leaning into the surest thing in college football picking strategy. Okay.
The opposite, a George Costanza opposite approach, and we'll see if it works.
Okay. Fair enough.
But I share your skepticism. Again, the most Alabama has scored against a top 75 defense was 26 points. And that was 2 weeks ago against A&M.
Can I give you the most concerning thing about Alabama? And it's not the close games per se. The concerning thing is Alabama has a better roster than everybody they will play this year in the regular season, including Texas. They have a better roster. And just in terms of the recruiting game, in terms of the transfers that have come in. And I know the quarterback issue is definitely an issue. Superior rosters should get better over the course of a game. Sure, you might be able to, an RPO breaks the right way and you score a quick 7 or even 14 like South Carolina did against Georgia. Super accurate early. The better, deeper roster should get better over the course of a game. Eventually, fresher legs, fresher talent, whatever, is going to separate. And yes, we have upsets. We have all of that. But Alabama against some of these teams and look, A&M's defense has a comparable roster, but like Alabama's not getting better over the course of games. They're getting worse over the course of games. And so that to me is almost a mental thing that this team is not locked in for 4 straight quarters.
They don't seem to have the killer instinct in the way that they used to.
There's that confidence in just stay the course. Things are going to go well, and there is no course for Alabama this year. They're winning. Winning is a skill, but I don't think you can just say, Alabama almost double-digit favorite. Let's do it. I'm not there.
No, I'm with you. And that's why I'm going Alabama, of course.
Yeah, obviously.
Last week, though, was, I think, case in point. Last week, they had an opportunity to drill a reeling Arkansas team, a 2-5 Arkansas team that's probably going to fire its coach at the end of the year.
I don't know, probably. But they have one of the worst offensive lines in the country right now.
It's bad. It's bad. And he's an offensive line guy. But this is an Arkansas team that was reeling. 4 straight losses, starting with BYU, and, of course, now recently lost the Bama game a week ago. They could have drilled them. They could put an Alabama team from 2 years ago puts 50 on that Arkansas team.
Yeah.
And they went into a shell in the second half and they did nothing. That tells you everything you need to know.
Yeah.
So you have seriously Tennessee plus the 9. I've got Bama semi-seriously just kind of testing.
And I have
things
Tennessee outright, by the way. I don't think they're going to lose close in a rock fight. 21-17 Tennessee. Yeah.